If she ain't got a butt, fucking get a toy. Yeah, you just wanna party, you just wanna lap dance, you just wanna pop up on these pants like you the Batman. You just wanna pull up in designer with your best friends. You don't wanna talk no more about it in the past tense. Get me out my zone. I'm just talking comfort, shy. I ain't give you nothing, you got comfort, shy. I got plenty that you make a run for shy. Got that extra when he in love with my body. It's
Hi, my name is Camille. Something unique about me is that I want to go home.
Alright. Anyways, let's get started. Anyways, yeah, let's get started. My college experience went a little bit differently than expected, but before I get into that, let's start from the beginning. Yo, why does my voice sound like that? What the fuck?
Okay, bully spray. The spray that'll keep bullies away from you. Spray that bully.
When it was my senior year of high school, I think as much as anyone else, I was ready to leave. Yes, to leave. I was done with the teachers, and I was definitely done with some of the people I went to school with.
Complaining and then come to my door like your dog was.
A lot of things happened that year. It was my first year driving to school on my own. I made some new friends. I started to get comfortable with my style, or lack thereof. The Johnny Depp case against Amber Heard came out. I got accepted into college. I completed my final year of dance. Euphoria Season 2 came out. I threatened to report some of my teachers, but I actually never ended up doing that. I also went to my first and last high school prom in person. And finally, I graduated high school. I didn't think too much about college after sophomore year. During quarantine, it was hard to think about having a future when I was sitting behind a computer every day at some 8 a.m. on Zoom. That became all I could imagine. Senior year, I was back in school physically, but it felt surreal because the last time I'd been there, I was a sophomore. Even when I applied to college and got accepted, I just wasn't as excited as I thought I'd be. But as college grew closer and I began to pack, I was hopeful for new experiences and new friends. I had made a list and packed everything I needed and wanted to bring with me. I couldn't wait to be more independent, to be an adult in the real world. I was excited to live that city life, learning how to take the metro and going to shops downtown. I guess being from the suburbs, I was blindly excited about going to live my city dreams. All I could think about were the nights I'd spend in the city, going to clubs, having karaoke nights, late night boba runs, the nights I'd go to parties on campus, mingling with other people, waking up in my dorm every day, getting ready for class, getting a job on campus, having control over my schedule, just a whole bunch of stuff. I was really excited after a while. I also knew I would have a roommate, which I was pretty apprehensive about just because I heard a lot of roommate horror stories, and I was like, no, Miss Girl. But I was actually excited because just talking to her, she seemed nice. So I was like, okay, cool. We might become friends. And another reason I was actually apprehensive was because I'd never shared a room for 6 months. I've been an only child, so just from the day I was born, so I'd never had to share a room. So it was definitely something I'd have to get used to.
Are you on your way? Are you coming soon to me? No parking in LA, so I'ma send an Uber to your place. It's my secret safe, safe with just you and me. We can leave a trace.
Okay, stop. To be honest, my excitement for going to college maybe lasted me 2 months, and by November, I was ready to go back home. Now, don't get me wrong, everything I said was true. I was excited to go to college and have new experiences and blah, 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 okay? But my mindset was just a little too positive and not at all realistic for myself. And I just remember I kept telling myself, this is my chance. I'm going to a new school with different people. And there were maybe 3 people from my school that went to the same college as me. But, they were cool. So, and we also didn't run into each other super often. But, yeah. It was just really scary to go to school with unfamiliar faces, but at the same time, it was a relief, But not knowing anyone actually ended up being a downside, considering everybody at orientation were already in groups, like friend groups. Like everybody was already friends. Like there were just like whole groups of people just like hanging out, laughing and talking. And I'm like, how does everybody already know each other? Like, this is the first time we met in person. Like, how is everybody friends already? So I just felt like really discouraged from trying to make friends because like I'm not the type of person to go up to a group of people and be like, hi, my name's Camille. Like, hey, it's okay if I hang out with you. Like, no. Never been me, will never be me. Like, I'm just way too terrified to put myself out there like that. Then when I tried to be social, I just failed miserably. And at some point, I became very embarrassed at the fact that I was the only one who wasn't a part of a group of friends, or just who just didn't have friends in general, because I was just way too scared to put myself out there and try talking to people. And then if I did, it was nothing really lasting, you know? It was sort of like we're just talking just to get by. I remember the first day I was a little bit more hopeful that like I'd meet some new people that I hadn't seen in orientation. And I remember that morning I got up at like 8 a.m. I was so tired and I had to change the way I got ready. Like I had to change the order. Like I usually brush my teeth and everything first, but I had to make my bed first and then go wash my face and brush my teeth. Then I had to go back to the room, get dressed, and then do my makeup. And then I guess that day specifically I had to like order my books. So I had my bonnet on and I'm just like ordering my books. And then I had to pick them up that day after I got ready. And it usually takes me forever to get ready. But the addition to all the different maneuvers I had to do was just, yeah, it was not giving. But it also wasn't like there was a lot of time to mingle and make friends while you were in class, because I mean, everyone's just there for the lecture and then they just leave. And anytime we interacted with each other, it was just that. Like, that was it. Just for the class, never outside of class. And yeah. But a couple months into the semester, I started feeling really bad and really embarrassed, and I'll just be honest about having no friends. I spent most of my days in the dorm just doing homework or watching Netflix on my phone. My days practically consisted of breakfast, class, dorm, lunch, class, dinner, dorm, and sleep. And I'm not even kidding about that. I started feeling really embarrassed because I'd show up to the dining hall by myself most times if my roommate didn't go with me. And I mean, I tried to befriend my roommate, but y'all, it felt like I was talking to a wall because she would never respond. I love you, Julia. Sorry, but that's the truth. So I just figured she didn't like me, and I was too scared to go to events because I was embarrassed to be the only one without a friend or friends to hang out with. So it just made me want to hide in my dorm all day. All I would do is sit in my dorm and scroll on Snapchat or any other social media platform and see all my friends from high school having so much fun at their new colleges. And what am I doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the friends that I had kept in touch with and everything, they would say how much they enjoyed being at their colleges, and it just really made me feel bad. I mean, I was also really happy for them, but it just made me feel bad because they were moving on and I wasn't. And at that point, it just felt like we were growing apart. I mean, growing apart is just a part of life. Sometimes it catches you off guard. Sometimes you can't be surprised when it happens, and other times it's just a little hurtful.
Hi, Camille's montage.
Okay, let's leave.
Let's leave. We're leaving.
Merry Christmas, Kathleen.
Merry Christmas.
my special little goodie bag, I got a couple of items.
What? It's okay, girl. Calm down.
No, shut up, Joy. You're not helping me.
You have to get it wet here.
Yeah.
It seems that the Queen has waged all her bets on this young. Well, I don't know about.
Bro, why does it look so orange? It looks
Honestly, I'm glad that I have a roommate because dorm life alone is so boring. Like, I literally cannot take it. It is so boring. It's like nothing to do. Absolutely nothing. I've just been like sitting here. I mean, like, I'm doing homework, so I mean, that's something. But like, I don't know. Like, this is just so boring. And like, all my friends that I've like kind of made don't live on campus. Like, they all live at home and they're all commuters. And so it's basically just like me by myself. And yeah, it's just boring. Nothing to do. It's like, it feels like everybody has friends except me. Like, I don't even know. Like, you know, like I kind of thought college would have been different from this. I really did. I kind of thought like, we having a good time, but like I'm just here, like it's just me every day, like just sitting at the computer, not doing anything like fun. You know, like I see like all my friends on like social media, and they all seem like they're having a good time. Like literally, one of my friends saw like Jenna Ortega at her school, because like they were doing some kind of like film festival event, something like that. But she saw a full-on celebrity at her school. Like, this is all I see right here, girl. Like, during first semester, I think watching everyone else, whether that was on campus or on social media, enjoying college and making new friends, it made me feel some type of FOMO. But the thing is that it wasn't fear. I mean, I was missing out. On break, I saw my friends from high school and they just talk about their friends, their plans, the parties they'd go to, and just a whole bunch of different things. It wasn't just the fact that I didn't have friends. It was seeing people having a better college experience than I was. I felt bad because I was missing out on things that I was too scared to try and do, and I was too scared to make connections with others. Right when my classes would end, I would run straight to my dorm all the time. So there was no wonder I wasn't making a lot of friends. Eventually, I decided to stop going on social media as much because it was starting to make me feel bad. When the second semester came around, I started to feel better about not having a bunch of friends. I just hated the fact that I was so bored on campus. I mean, it was weird to be without my roommate because she just always been there, but the week that she was gone, it was like I was just so bored without her, and like she'd really become my only friend on campus. So it was really getting to me, like she was gone, and I was like, oh, this is weird. That's when I realized I was lucky to have such a great roommate. She was only gone a couple days though, but it felt like weeks. But at the same time, oddly, I started to feel okay about not having a bunch of friends. I started to realize that I was so focused on everyone else's experience that I wasn't very focused on my own. Or more rather, I was focused on comparing my experience to everyone else's, that I wasn't even putting any effort into my own. And I mean, in my own way, I was doing fine in my own way, which was I was doing well in classes, my grades were good, I was maintaining like a work-life balance type of thing, and I ended up making friends in some of my classes, but I mean, it wasn't a lot, but you know, it was enough for me. My roommate really just helped me realize that I need to leave my dorm in order to have fun and meet people. And she also made me realize that I don't need a bunch of friends to feel good about myself. I was really excited to go on my trip to Texas. It was spring break, so I went by myself on the plane, and it was kind of scary because I hadn't been on a plane by myself in a really long time. And while I was in Texas, I started to realize how much I wasn't invested into my own experience at college. I mean, I just felt like I had really cheated myself out of the experience that was for me, and I was just so focused on like what everyone else was doing, and I felt like if I wasn't doing those things, that I wasn't having as much fun as everybody else, like my friends, just other people that I'd seen on social media. So I started to focus more, or I started thinking more about focusing on what I had rather than what I didn't have. So I decided to make some changes. I took down my hair and decided to wear natural for the rest of the year. I turned in my 2 weeks notice at Bed Bath & Beyond because it was time to go. I typed it up, I printed it out, and I handed it in. Now, Annie said I was extra for printing it out, but you know what? I'm a professional. Like, I get the job done. And my roommate was honestly just the best. Like, we had so much fun on campus doing like literally nothing. Like, we just do the dumbest things, and it would just be so much fun. Like, I'm pretty sure we'd gone insane from being in that tiny dorm all day because, girl, we be doing the dumbest stuff. And sometimes there would just be nothing to do. So like I'd be like, girl, let's leave, and we gone. Like, we gonna take that bus and we gone. Like, it was honestly, she was like my best friend. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And my tummy. Cute. What you just said.
I said
Like, I don't see nothing on you.
that's because you can't see it from.
Even though my first year didn't go how I expected, I learned that it's okay that my experience looks different from social media, TV, and the people around me. I realized that I shouldn't be so embarrassed about not having a lot of friends because it taught me how to be more independent. I'm grateful for the friends and family that I have now and that are part of my life, and it may not seem like a lot, but it's enough for me. As I go into my second year of college, I hope to stop investing so much thought into how other people perceive me and my experience. Awkward or not, I hope to challenge myself more and put myself out there. And if people don't like me how I am, then I know it's not a reflection of who I am as a person. So this college montage isn't a love letter to college. It's a love letter to growing up.